In response to thousands of domestic terrorists attempting to storm the Capitol building and essentially throw out our system of government because they didn't like the results of the general election, Joe Biden issued a statement on the violence and vandalism that was carried out inside the Capitol building. You'll see videos of Trump supporters waving Trump flags and wearing red MAGA hats, literally vandalizing the offices of members of Congress, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Now, in response to all this, Biden did give a speech. I wanted to show you a relevant portion of it and we'll discuss.
At this hour, our democracy is under an unprecedented assault, unlike anything we've seen in modern times. Let me be very clear. The scenes of chaos at the Capitol do not reflect a true America, do not represent who we are. What we're seeing are a small number of extremists dedicated to lawlessness. This is not dissent, it's disorder, it's chaos. It borders on sedition, and it must end now. The words of a president matter, no matter how good or bad that president is. At their best, the words of a president can inspire. At their worst, they can incite. And therefore, I call on President Trump to go on national television now to fulfill his oath and defend the Constitution and demand an end to this siege.
No, Biden is not fit for this moment, in my opinion. This borders on sedition? This borders? It borders on sedition? What are you talking about? It borders on sedition. What are you talking about right now? It's insane.
Disorder. It's disorder. Strong words. It's chaos. Yeah, my hope for the next 4 years is that things are very easy and smooth, because if they're not very, very easy and very, very smooth, we are going to be in trouble in terms of our political leadership. And like I know he's just doing his thing. Like, Anna, if I had asked you to write his statement ahead of time, you would have written effectively this exact thing. This is who he is. It's always be bringing together, always be unifying, which sounds great if you're not paying attention, but he's trying to unify with people who would have ripped him limb from limb if he had been in that Capitol building. These are people who want him dead. This isn't who we are. This is a part of who we are. We are very good.
This is a huge part of what America is.
Very bad things, and we always have been, and we unfortunately probably will be for a very long time, if not always. This is 100% who we are, and this sort of thing is who our government has been. Okay, we can accept that, and I would argue we have to ever evolve. And him, I get it. He always wants to unify. He needs to know who these people are if he's going to oppose them.
You cannot unify when you literally have Republican lawmakers right now, like Representative Gosar, who's unapologetic about what's going on in this nation's capital. Unapologetic, absolutely unapologetic. This has all the hallmarks of Antifa provocation. No, it doesn't. There's endless evidence of Republican lawmakers like you, Gosar, who have encouraged this type of violence, who have regurgitated the lies and deception coming from the Trump campaign, all because you're feckless, you're a coward, you're afraid of Trump's base, people that the Republican Party, by the way, empowered. The fact that they're speaking like this right now, when we see this kind of violence in our nation's capital, when we see that kind of vandalism, brazen vandalism, brazen acts of provocation, violence, there was a shooting, pipe bombs, they found pipe bombs. And Gosar is talking about Antifa. No, I'm pretty sure that sea of red MAGA hats we saw and the Q signs that we saw in the footage indicates that this is not Antifa provocation. Joe Biden is delusional if he thinks that he can just come into office and snap his fingers and all of a sudden we're gonna start healing because he's a good guy, don't you know? He's a good guy. He's worked with Republicans in the past. He would never want to embarrass congressional Republicans, as he said in an interview recently. What are you doing, Biden? You're not fit for the moment. You're not fit for the moment if we're dealing with what we're experiencing in the Capitol right now, and your response is, "Oh, this borders on sedition." They want to overturn the results of the election.
Yeah,
that was the whole point of storming the Capitol today.
Yeah, I feel like are we, because this is obviously historic that the mob came in and violently took over government buildings, but let's not forget that they did that interrupting a different effort by elected Republicans to overturn the results of the election. It was really it was a teaming up there. Let our powers combine of the base more violently doing it and the serious, responsible Republicans that we have to have a lot of respect for trying to do it officially via government. All in one day. It was a big day for the US.
Jim Acosta, reporting for CNN, said this: "I will tell you, Jake, this is during an interview with Jake Tapper. I talked to a source, a GOP source close to the president who speaks with him regularly. And I take no pleasure in reporting this, but the source tells me that he believes the president is out of his mind." Hey, GOP source, come out and say that. These background conversations, not the right moment for that.
And when? What,
Feckless,
now he lost
Republicans, disgusting, weak, flaccid, pathetic men, wannabe strong men that were easily castrated by the biggest buffoon we've ever had in the executive branch. Sorry, go ahead, John.
No, it's okay. No, Anna, he lost his mind now. Now is when he lost his mind, I guess. This is senior aide. This is a person who has to stay around Trump a lot. I've never been in a room with Trump, and I've been convinced he's out of his goddamn mind for years. I have to imagine that spending more time in close proximity to him isn't gonna do much to reassure you about his frame of mind. And yet this person thinks that this was the line. This is a line, remember it. We should remember this for the rest of our lives. This isn't the first. This isn't the only insane thing that he's done. Nobody's ready, Anna. Nobody's ready for this.
It's insane. Jacky Speer, representative, tweeted, "Trump has given us no choice. The 25th Amendment must be invoked now. We need to immediately wrest control of the country from him." Which this should have happened a while ago. He is not the commander in chief of the United States. He is commander in chief of the Trump mob and Proud Boys. Vice President Pence must step up and defend our democracy. By the way, the National Guard, contacted Vice President Mike Pence in order to deploy officers and get control of the situation. The fact that they reached out to the VP as opposed to Donald Trump is telling. It definitely is. And earlier, I want to your point, mention, John, that the proceedings that were taking place included GOP lawmakers who were challenging, questioning the electoral votes. Today was just meant to be a ceremonial event. The election results have been certified by the states already. But Mitch McConnell, House Majority Leader, apparently had some strong words. And I think it's worth watching this video. A little late, but here's what he had to say.
We cannot simply declare ourselves a national board of elections on steroids. The voters, the courts, and the states have all spoken. If we overrule them, it would damage our republic forever. Election were overturned by mere allegations from the losing side, our democracy would enter a death spiral. Every 4 years would be a scramble for power at any cost.
Mitch McConnell, for all the credit he gets for being, a smart and savvy member of Congress, he certainly wasn't able to control his Republican senators. Josh Hawley, Ted Cruz, I believe about a dozen of them wanted to challenge the electoral votes today. So nice for him to speak out on this day, but clearly it's too little too late. Mitch McConnell has avoided any type of kerfuffle, like public spat with Donald Trump. He's just like the others. He's afraid of Trump's base, didn't want to cross him. He was certainly savvier in, at least giving Trump the appearance of loyalty. But when push came to shove, when it came to funding the military, for instance, Mitch got it done. He's got to make sure he takes care of his donors. But when it comes to protecting our democracy, yeah, let's wait till the final hour to say something that's even a little aggressive.
Yeah, and even if I were willing to go much further than you and be like, wow, on this entire topic, on the protection of democracy and our norms, he's great. He also single-handedly stopped aid to the American people during the worst domestic crisis of our life. So he's still got major issues for us to deal with, and he still is the garbage person and the jerk of the year. But no, okay, good. He's not terrible on this. And by the way, you know what he can expect now as a result of this? I'm assuming the same thing that Mike Pence is now getting. So Mike Pence, they were trying to, force to overturn the election, which of course he couldn't do. Maybe if he could have done it, he would have, but he couldn't. According to people who follow extremist, Parler is full of threads about how Mike Pence is a pedophile because he didn't overturn the results of the election. So I'm assuming that Mitch McConnell too is a pedophile now, because anyone that you even remotely disagree with is a pedophile. That is there's
bipartisanship, guys. That's all we need. We just need bipartisanship. We just need bipartisanship with these people. All we need is a little bit of healing. We've seen Joe Biden's persuasive skills. He's done such a great job in being persuasive, and he thinks that persuasion will really win over these lunatics that are calling Vice President Mike Pence, who has done Trump's bidding this entire time, a pedophile.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.